Now let's quickly summarize and see how you can easily load your basic portfolio data. So the first one we're going to look at is contractors. To load a new contractor, you simply go to portfolio data, select contractors, and then you click on this add new contractor option top left hand corner. Here I can specify the name of the company, the contact person, and then I can specify what type of contractor this is. And that is all the information you need. If you have the landline or fax, that's a bonus. But if you've got these 5 fields filled in, you should be good to go. Now you just click on create, and that contractor is now available to allocate maintenance tickets to. As explained in the previous videos, complexes are not necessary to load. However, if you are loading properties manually and you do not have a PayProp or a Rental Connect or RPMS Online feed, then especially when you have a lot of properties in the same complex, it will be beneficial to load the complexes. So to do that, you simply go to Portfolio Data Complexes, click Add New Complex, and then you specify just the name of the complex and then the address details. You can also fill in the caretaker name and details if you have that on hand, but you basically only need the address details because this is the part you want to reuse when capturing properties. You can also upload complex rules or pet applications here just for easy reference going forward. Right, so now that I have my complex, I can start loading properties. So to load a new property, you go to Portfolio Data, select Properties, and then click on Add New Property. So you can see the process is similar for all of your basic portfolio data. Now I'm going to load a property in Brenton Place. So I'm going to say Brenton Place and then include the unit number. Let's say it's number 100. And now I can just select from the drop down, I can select Brenton Place and the system will populate the rest of the address details for me based on the address details I've filled in on the complex. Now I click Next. And here I can fill in the landlord details. The system will also calculate the contact name for me. But if I want to override this, let's say this guy prefers to be called Mr. Snyman, then that is what will be used whenever you send an email to that landlord or an SMS. You can fill in his business details if you have that. Otherwise, you can just say email address and the mobile number, and now I just click on create. Now at this point the system's going to ask me if I also want to load the tenant details. So if you have that on hand, you can click yes and load the tenant details immediately. If you don't, you just click no and it will load that property without a tenant. Now there's 2 ways to load a tenant for an existing property. The first one is by going to Portfolio Data, Tenant Records, selecting New Tenant, then selecting or searching for your property, selecting the property, click Continue, and then you can fill in the tenant details. And then you just click on Create. Second way is by actually going to the property. So if you go to Portfolio Data, Properties, and you open the property you want to load a tenant for by clicking on the Edit Property option. Then you can navigate to the Tenant Records tab on that property, and here you can also click Add New Tenant, and then it will automatically have that property in context. So that is the way that you will load your basic portfolio data. If you want more detail on exactly how this works and also how the property portfolios works, please be sure to check out the full section on portfolio data in this training course.